When I first saw a picture of the sprinkle cake, I thought, oh, what fun, what a wonderful celebratory cake. And it's inspired by my friend Matt Lewis. Colorful and festive, I know it will be a huge hit at your next birthday celebration. We're going to bake the cake in 3 8-inch straight-sided cake pans. This has been buttered, lined with parchment, and buttered again and floured. So prepare your cake pans, get them out of the way. So first, sift your dry ingredients. 2½ cups of cake flour. Notice that I am dipping and scooping and then leveling. You want a very fine crumb. And because the cake flour has less protein, which gives you a coarser crumb cake, you should use cake flour. So 2½ cups, 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup and 1/4 cup. And again, remember, if you put your dry ingredients in big jars like this, it really makes baking much easier. So there's our flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and 3/4 teaspoon of coarse salt. 1/2 teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon. Whisk all your dry ingredients together, and you're ready to use these in your cake. Now, cream your butter. 1 stick of butter, which is 1/2 cup, and 1/2 cup of shortening. Get that mixed up, and sugar, 1 3/4 cup. And remember, this is enough batter to fill 3 layers, and it is a sweet cake. That's the half, and now the last quarter, 1 3/4 cups. And add 2 tablespoons of vanilla. Again, sounds like a lot, but we want a flavorful cake. And that looks good. 1 egg, just 1 egg. And now the wet ingredients to add alternately with your dry, 1/2 cup of buttermilk and 1/2 cup of whole milk and 1 cup of ice cold water. So add dry, wet. Dry, wet. So here's our batter. Very, very nice. It's going to get even lighter and fluffier by adding 3 egg whites that are beaten to soft peaks with 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. These are beating, and here are our sprinkles. We decided for this particular cake, which is for a child, to use pink, green, white, yellow, and lavender. And here is just some of the many, many colors that sprinkles come in. So you sprinkle the sprinkles on top of your batter and fold them in gently with a spatula. You want sprinkles throughout the batter, and they sort of disperse very nicely. And because they're well coated and stable, they do not leach their color into the batter, and they stay pretty nice. Don't overbeat your egg whites. You want to keep them fluffy and airy, but not dry, because they won't fold in and they won't do their job. Add your egg whites, all of them, and fold them into your batter. Now remember too, when you're beating egg whites, to make sure that the bowl is impeccably clean, kind of like right out of the dishwasher is best, because any little bit of grease or butter in the bowl will prevent the egg whites from reaching their optimum volume as you're beating them. So make sure. Now see how I'm cutting down through the center and turning the bowl at the same time to get the egg whites all the way through your batter. I like making birthday cakes, and we always try in our family to make something that is delightful, fun, not too elaborate, and that everybody's going to enjoy. So now I want to divide this evenly, so I'm going to just spoon into each pan. 1. You could use a scale. Scale works very well to make sure you get the right amount of batter in each. So now into a 325-degree oven. Rotate the pans halfway, about 20 minutes, because you're going to keep these in for approximately 40 to 45 minutes until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. So this is what the cakes look like when they are cooled. Beautiful golden brown sides, perfect top, But still, because you want a nice, even cake, if there is any roundness on the top, use a serrated knife and just take off that little excess bump on the top of your cake. And I know somebody who's gonna just love to snack on that. We have 6 cups of a Swiss meringue buttercream. And I don't know how many of you have a turntable like this, but invest in one. It saves so much time and really makes cake decorating a pleasure. So the next layer, this cake is so nice because it does really hold up well. Make sure no crumbs. It's a cute cake. Now the bottom layer is on a round of cardboard, so that will make it very easy to lift up onto a cake stand. Okay, so all the rest of this frosting is going to coat the cake. And we want a nice, smooth, even coating onto which we're going to impress our sprinkles. So it's very easy to completely cover this cake with the frosting. Just keep turning and smoothing. Okay, this looks good. Notice how I'm holding the offset spatula at a 90-degree angle so that the sides are all perpendicular. So stick this right in the fridge just for a few moments to get it a little bit firmer, then press in your sprinkles. So now, sprinkles. Sprinkle, sprinkle, all over. So pretty. And notice I have the cake on a baking sheet because you want the excess sprinkles to fall somewhere and not all over your kitchen. But so pretty. And on the sides, you just hold them in your hand and press. But it is kind of important to chill a little bit because if it's too soft, you will get the icing all over your hands. So fun to do this. And what a wonderful result. I love the colors. So there. Now you can just run your little spatula. Now remember, this cake is on a cardboard, so it will be very easy to lift. And slide a spatula underneath your cake and transfer to a cake stand or a tray. There. Well, it's really great after you bake a cake and decorate it that you can actually smile. This is a pretty cake, it's a fun cake, and it is perfect for any celebration. Enjoy. So do you like to bake?
I love to bake.
Oh, good. So we're gonna make the cupcake batter first, and we have our ice cream cones. These are the sugar cones, so they're stiff enough. And just put some foil over a cake pan, make a little hole in it, and you can stand that one upright right in there. So this is your baking dish, okay?
Okay.
And we're creaming here 1 cup of sugar with 1 cup of butter, 1 stick of butter, and 3 eggs. You can add the salt and the baking soda to the, so you need 1 full teaspoon of salt. You'll need 1½ cups of flour and a teaspoon of baking soda. That's the whole thing.
Oh, that's the whole thing?
Yeah, you can use all of that, but not all of that.
Yeah.
Don't use all that salt. And I'll add the eggs, 3 large eggs, and some vanilla. And we also have 3/4 cup of milk. So we need 1½ teaspoons of vanilla. So, so have you been baking the cupcakes and things for the parties?
Well, how we do it in our club is we get, like, it rotates who bakes the cupcakes that month. So the picture you saw earlier, I didn't make those cupcakes.
Oh, okay.
So,
But
yeah.
other kids did.
Yeah.
So how many kids are working with you on this now at school?
About 12 kids.
Okay, and your school approves this and lets you
Yeah.
have the time to do it?
Yeah, we have a club, like Outreach is a choice that you can do it.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Good. But you started the club.
I started the club.
Yeah, it's very, very nice. So how can people donate to your club, or to the idea of the birthday fairies?
If you go on to my website, www.birthdayfairies.org.
.org. Okay.
Yeah, you can. It just has a whole list of things like how you can donate and how you can get active in it.
Oh, okay. So, And do you expect that this is going to happen all over the country? Would you like that to happen?
Yeah, I would love that to happen.
So children will be able to enjoy birthday parties and coming of age. I mean, it is sad when you can't have a party, right?
Yeah, I love my birthday.
Right.
Yeah.
And what about presents for kids?
We also bring presents.
Oh, you
yeah.
do? That's good. Because everybody deserves at least one present on their birthday, don't you think? Isn't that nice? So I'm making the batter. And what did you think when you got your big article in the Wall Street Journal?
I was very happy.
I bet you were. And did you get a lot of response?
We did get a lot of letters. A lot of people asking about it and how they can throw their own birthday parties and stuff like that.
And any people donating to the organization?
A bunch of donations.
Oh, that's so great. So here we have our batter. And actually, we're going to, you just use a scoop. The batter has to beat a little bit more. And you scoop the batter right into here, about 3/4 full. Bake them for 350, at 350 degrees for about 18 to 20 minutes. And here, these are already baked. And to keep them upright, we're just using some rice. Isn't that good?
That's really cool.
And here's some frosting. And you can take this and squeeze from the top of the bag and make whatever way you want to put the frosting on. But I like to do a spiral so it looks like a real ice cream cone. And then you can sprinkle sprinkles on it, or dragées, or candies of any sort. But aren't those cute?
They're very cute.
And they can just stand up here until they harden a little bit. And then you look how cute they are.
They're adorable.
They're adorable. So that's a good idea for you to take back.
Yes.
To birthday fairies.
Yeah.
Today we're celebrating one of the signature parts of any birthday celebration, and that is the cake. Who doesn't want a gorgeous cake made with your favorite flavors? And my ultimate birthday cake, a sweet and salty cake made of chocolate and caramel, was definitely one of the highlights of my birthday party at Darcy's and Andy's. And it was made by my friend and baker extraordinaire, Matt Lewis. Thank you very much for that fabulous cake. And Matt owns the bakery called Baked in Brooklyn in Red Hook. And he's here today to share with us another recipe.
A completely different recipe.
And which he calls everyone's favorite birthday cake. Welcome, Matt Lewis.
Thank you so much.
So this is easy to make, right?
This is easy to make, and just to talk about that sweet and salty cake again, it was the very first thing we made on the show.
It was, I remember clearly.
And it really just kind of changed the bakery. It really made, I mean, we just had like lines of people calling for that sweet and salty cake, and now it's our most popular cake.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, maybe this one will become the second most
hope so.
popular. And Matt brought with him something. Matt's been very inspired by his grandmama, right?
Yes.
And this is a book that he made called Grandma's Recipes, and in it are all the recipes you found, like in her drawers. And
yeah, actually,
look at this.
my cousin.
Oh, your cousin put it
thankfully,
together?
Scanned all of the recipes in, and some of them are on like note cards, and then some of them are on like even hotel stationery.
Oh, it's so great.
And
so wherever she was when she made found a recipe, brioches. Look at that.
And it's funny, some are typed and some are handwritten, so it was just kind of
Easy
wherever she felt
croissant.
inspired.
There's not an easy croissant in the world. Italian sausage bread ring.
So,
wow, isn't this great?
Was she
Italian?
Scottish, actually.
Oh, Scottish.
Yeah.
Look at all the scones and shortbreads.
So she was famous for her shortbread, and we actually used one of these recipes in our second book.
Oh.
That was adapted. I mean, slightly, ever so slightly.
Well, fantastic. So now the origin of this favorite birthday cake was from her?
Yeah, so she actually jotted down a recipe from a Time Life cookbook, like one of those compilation cookbooks.
Oh, I love those books.
And come to find out, it's actually an Edna Lewis recipe. So Edna Lewis did this thing that's called Sunday Night Cake, and we basically decided to kind of adapt it. It wasn't quite like a cake we would do normally at the bakery, but we adapted it, made this super simple, and it's like one of our favorite things.
Okay, so let's make it.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and sift some flour.
Okay. 1 3/4 cups of cake
flour. And then we
with-
put a little cinnamon in. And the cinnamon is like not something that's absolutely necessary for the recipe, but I suggest you guys use
only
it.
a half a teaspoon of cinnamon.
And then some baking powder.
2 teaspoons.
And then just a teaspoon of salt.
Okay.
And the great thing about this cake is you can make it pretty much for any celebration, but we like to use it for birthdays. Super easy to put together. I don't want anybody to be scared of making their own cake.
Oh, no.
Unless they want to call Baked and order a cake.
Yeah.
One of those two things.
Okay.
So just everything gets sifted together in the bowl, and I'm going to go ahead and beat. So we have 10 tablespoons of butter, half a cup of light brown sugar, and then 3/4 cups of regular sugar. And we're just going to cream
And the
this
butter
together.
is room temperature. So
You want the butter to be room temperature so it incorporates quickly.
Yeah.
And then once this comes together, by the way, I saw the eggs. Again, every time I see your eggs, it's just like unbelievable. The colors. And look how.
I love that all the chefs really notice that the eggs are beautiful.
And look how like the color. I mean, this is something you don't normally get in a supermarket egg. All right, so this is coming together. You want to beat this on medium speed for like a minute or two, but we're going to go ahead and add our eggs. There's 3 altogether. You want to kind of add 1 at a time. And then
I noticed that you're using the beater that has the rubber on it that scrapes the bowl at the same time.
This is amazing.
Isn't it great?
It's really cool. Yeah, actually at the bakery we have to kind of like pump, take the bowl and lift it up,
right?
Which is not the best way to do it. All right. So just really, no rushing through this part. You just want to add them 1 at a time until the batter starts to come together. And then as this comes together, we're going to use like one of our other favorite ingredients, which is sour cream.
And I think that always makes any layer cake moist.
It's moist, and it almost has like an undiscernible taste compared to like a buttermilk or even a yogurt.
Yeah.
So we're just going to alternate in,
flour and cream?
Flour and cream.
Okay. Flour and sour cream. So I'll add a little bit of the flour.
All right. And as you're doing that, I'm going to add a little of the sour cream.
Okay. I'll do it from this side. You can do it from that side.
Oh my gosh. If you want,
what coordination.
Get another person to help you out make a cake. It goes a lot quicker and it's a lot more fun. And have them do all the cleanup.
But I find that even the busiest mothers with kids at home are making the birthday cakes because the kids want homemade.
They want homemade, and it's a lot more fun than using a box mix.
Oh, definitely.
And probably less expensive.
I think it is.
All right.
For the best ingredients.
Gosh, this smells so good already. Just a little bit of cinnamon in a cake mix. You don't think to do it, but you don't have to add vanilla every single time. You could add any other spice, a warm nutmeg, anything.
And end with the flour or end with the cream?
We're going to end with the flour.
Okay, so you have to get all that in there.
I don't want to miss a bit.
Don't. Grandma would not approve.
Oh, Grandma'd be so angry.
Did you ever bake with her?
I did, but she was very territorial about her kitchen.
Oh, really? That's not nice.
Well, she liked to kind of control, especially when it came to the shortbread. Nobody else touched the shortbread but her.
Really?
All right. So we're pretty mixed in.
Here, I just want to scrape
it down.
Once, yeah.
All right. So we're going to scrape down.
Grandma would have scraped.
Grandma probably did this by hand at one point.
Oh, of course.
Yeah?
She never used a mixer.
She never used to.
No, the other side, yeah.
All right.
Okay, so you don't want to overbeat.
You don't want to overbeat.
But it is a very smooth, nice beater.
Isn't it just like a really, really pretty cake, too?
It's really nice.
One of the ways we're going to, a little tip and trick at home, if you want to measure batter correctly, so one cake is in a little taller than the other, we're just going to use an ice cream scoop.
Well, that's good.
And you just go back and forth until all the batter's incorporated.
The ice cream scoop, today I got a good tweet about that. They were using ice cream scoops for cupcakes, for batter, for cookies. It's very, very nice and easy to use that. So you just start doing that.
Yeah, I'm just going to go back and forth between the pans. If you have a scale at home, you could do it with a scale. I don't like bringing out my scale because it's
very good batter.
Cupboard.
And you do taste the sour cream. And you do taste the cinnamon.
And the cinnamon's like essential, right? Especially
delish.
for fall. So I'm going to go ahead and put this into a prepared pan. The pan has actually been
What did you do
buttered,
to the pan?
And then like a circle of parchment, then butter the parchment, and then lightly flour it. And the reason we do that is because we really, really want it to come out immediately.
Cake flour or regular flour?
I use regular flour.
Okay. And what temperature?
We're going to bake this on 350 degrees, 30 to 35 minutes. I think a lot of times when people mess up cakes, they just overbake them, and they get that kind of hard, crusty layer on top.
No.
And it's, it's one of those things that actually ruin a cake. So I'm going to smooth out the batter. It's not a gigantic cake. This will puff up. It will almost double in size.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you're just going to pop these guys in the oven.
Okay, this is the last scoop for this one.
All right.
Okay. Right into the oven, and you will have a beautiful cake. And we're going to let the cake bake, and later on in the show, Matt's going to come back to show us how to make that delicious... Oh, wait a minute. Oh,
Did I miss something?
one little bit here. Oops. Almost got you. Okay. And our cake layers are out of the oven. They're very nice layers.
Oh, wow. Nobody's ever said that about my layers before.
Oh, your layers are fantastic.
Thank you, Martha.
So now the frosting. It is a chocolate cream cheese. Ah, good.
So it's like just a classic cream cheese frosting, and we add a little bit of chocolate, so the chocolate doesn't take away the tang completely, but it adds like a nice, I don't know, layer to it. So
Okay.
we're going to go ahead and sift the confectioner's sugar.
Okay, so 2
if
cups.
you don't sift it, you'll have lumps in your ice.
Right, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt.
Yeah, and we're just
Okay.
going to sift that right into the bowl. And while you're doing that, I've got some butter. I don't like to mix the butter and cream cheese together. I beat the butter first.
Okay.
All right. And so this room temperature butter, we're just going to kind of beat it up until it gets nice and smooth, completely smooth. And then I'm going to add the cream cheese. So
Oh, so you don't put it together. You do
I don't put it
separately.
together. I want the butter to be completely lump-free before you put it in.
Okay.
Sometimes, you know, it can break if you have the butter and cream cheese together. All right.
Remember these little hints and tips. These are takeaways that are invaluable, right? Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. And then now I'm going to beat this together. Whoops, I keep doing that. Until it's completely smooth. And then we're going to slowly add in. Now, I say 2 cups of confectioner's sugar. You could add 2.5 cups if you wanted. This is completely up to you. This frosting is really
Thickness. Yeah.
thickness. How often you want to
Mix,
spread it? How,
mix,
yeah.
mix.
Uh-oh. I'm in trouble.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not in trouble.
Now,
Okay.
start adding.
Start adding.
When do you add the chocolate?
Add the chocolate at the very end.
What kind of chocolate?
This here is Calibo chocolate, and it's melted and cooled.
Semi-sweet?
Dark.
Dark.
Really
Oh,
dark chocolate.
Okay.
And then, you know, you're going to start seeing this come together. If you think it's too thin, add a little more confectioner's sugar. If you think it's too thick, just stop
It's
as
so
you go.
refreshing not to be making a meringue and not to be making a sugar syrup.
This is
and-
why it's like my everyday
Yes,
birthday cake.
Yes. This is really great. Now, can you use this without the chocolate? The same?
You can use this without the chocolate. I don't recommend it unless you're one of like these people that don't like chocolate, but you can make this a day ahead. Store it in the refrigerator.
If you added vanilla to it, it would be tasty.
It would be tasty, but we want to do something different.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just
All
saying.
right. So we're going to add, you
For
could add a little
cupcakes,
vanilla.
you know, people want white cupcakes.
I've actually even seen people add like mint extract, peppermint extract. You could really do anything. This frosting is really.
I don't like peppermint icing.
Don't do it.
I'm
Don't
not,
do it.
I'm not doing that one.
All right. So you've got everything sort of coming together.
The only peppermint thing I like is ice cream.
I love peppermint
I
ice
like
cream.
mint ice cream. Chocolate chip mint I like.
All right. So I'm
Okay.
going to go ahead.
And Girl Scout cookies.
Well, who could say no to Girl Scout cookies?
Not I.
All right.
Now, have you ever taken the Girl... That's a good idea for you.
We've
Put
actually.
your thing on the Girl Scout cookies.
We've got a. We kind of stole from the Girl Scout cookies. Not personally stolen from the Girl Scouts, but we have
Like which one?
We actually have a Samoa bar coming out in our 3rd book, which is next year. All right.
You have to get all that chocolate.
Let me get. Let
You're
me,
not good with the rubber scraper, Matt.
I know what's wrong with
I
me.
don't know, but a baker like you,
Come
there,
on
that's better.
Now we got to get every little bit of this
That's
in.
right.
All right.
Your grandma.
Oh my gosh, Grandma would not. Because this was very expensive to her at the time.
Yeah.
All right. Am I still got enough?
Beautiful.
All right.
Okay, and then we have...
We're going to go ahead and take our cake layers. Now, these came out of the pan. They sat for about 20 minutes. Completely cool. You're going to pull off the parchment paper and put it on your cake decorating stand.
Do we have a swap out of the icing? I don't think so.
We do have a little swap out. Do we need it?
No, here.
All right.
This has to be mixed a little bit more, though.
All right. So we're just going to go ahead and put about a 1/2 cup. This is not, this frosting makes just enough. It's not one of those things where you're going to have like a 1/2 cup left over. So you want to be careful. You don't want to.
In the middle?
Right in the middle.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, it's very, very thick. It's nice. Is that enough?
That's perfect.
Okay. And I'll keep mixing this because we didn't quite mix it enough.
All right. So, one of my favorite things about this cake, besides the chocolate, besides the cinnamon, is that it's, super easy to make. The sweet and salty cake is a great cake, but there's a lot of steps to it. You should just order it from baked.
I agree. Now, do you deliver in New York?
Do
you deliver?
We do deliver. We deliver
Oh.
to New York. It's not, only within New York and actually Manhattan and Brooklyn. Okay. Perfect.
And Matt just said he has some new baking mixes. When are they coming out?
We actually just launched our whoopie pie mixes today, but we have brownie mixes.
At Williams-Sonoma.
At Williams-Sonoma.
Okay.
And they've been really popular so far. If you don't feel like doing everything at home, go ahead and go to Williams-Sonoma. And williamssonoma.com as well.
Okay, but no everyday birthday cake yet.
No everyday birthday cake yet. I suggest you make this. Go to marthastewart.com, get the recipe.
And this is easy.
This
Well,
is so
I'm going to
easy.
cut a piece.
All right.
I really...
Can we throw some candles in real quick?
No, on this one, yes,
Yes.
definitely. Okay, so for all of you in the audience who are celebrating your birthdays in the month of September. So beautiful. Really nice. And is it anybody's birthday today? Oh, there are some. I heard of me.
I heard of me too.
I heard of me. Well, you're going to get a piece of this cake. Now, Mom and I have really baked a lot of cakes together over the years. Not only cakes, but pies and other things. And we've also made the very, very traditional Polish babka, which we fight over. I always want more fruit. She always wants more nuts. And I want more crumbs, but they always taste delicious. But today is extra special, not only because it's Mom's birthday, but because it's our first time baking together in our new kitchen here at the studio. And today we're going to make, I asked Mom, what's her favorite cake? I mean, I still don't know, and it's 91 years of Mother's birthdays. But she said it is a carrot cake. So here to help us make the cake is John Baricelli from our Everyday Food Show and the Sono Baking Company and Cafe in South Norwalk. There he is! And he has brought my mother's favorite sticky buns.
These are what she comes to the bakery for, so I figured I'd bring some.
Well, you know, we went to the opening of John's Bakery, which opened how many weeks ago?
July 9th.
Are you still alive?
I'm still working 18 hours a day.
He was working so hard. And John managed our kitchen at the other TV studio.
Yeah, this is impressive. This is like mind-boggling.
Isn't it great?
It's incredible.
Slight
I
improvement.
can't wait to cook. Yes.
Well,
I think you got your wish. You got your windows. You got your...
But my mother loved the party that you had, too. I brought Mom to the party a couple Sundays ago.
It was very sweet that she came.
We
I
had
really...
such a feast. I ate so many pastries and cookies and cakes. And, Mom, eat one while we make your birthday cake. We're going to show everybody how to make the carrot cake.
Good.
So
these are delicious because they're so filled with nuts.
see, what did I say? Nuts. The babka has that. I don't like the nuts as much as she does. I like the fruit. But those are beautiful, Mom. If you want to munch on one, or do you want to just watch the recipe?
I underbake them so they're not as,
Dry.
crisp. Yeah, dry,
Oh, okay.
whatever.
So, John, you go through the cake because I will grate the carrots on the fine side of the box grater. You could use the Cuisinart grater if you want.
You could.
But we like the dry of the box grater.
You don't get the liquid,
Yeah,
so
right.
it's very important for the cake.
Right.
So I'm just melting 3 sticks of butter while we get going.
Is that all it has? The cake has only 3 sticks?
Yes, it does.
Oh, only 3 sticks of butter.
That's it.
Wonder why is my mom's favorite?
That doesn't include the frosting.
But doesn't my mom look great for
She's
her 91st
unbelievable.
birthday?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I love the color.
I love it too.
So anyway,
I'm tired of it because I think I'm going to be wearing it all the time now.
so I haven't seen you and Camille come down to the bakery in a while.
Oh, Camille went back to California. Camille's one of my mom's friends.
she did?
Yeah, she moved back.
And in fact, I ended up at your bakery last Sunday. And of course, you were closed. But I
No, it
showed
must have been
enough-
Monday.
Oh,
We closed on
Labor
Mondays.
Day.
Yeah, closed on Mondays. But anyway, I'm doing the dry. And we're doing baking soda, baking powder, flour, all the traditional stuff.
Oh, it was Monday.
Cinnamon.
And no mixer. You can just do this
No,
with a
no,
whisk.
this is great. We've come up.
How many eggs do you need?
In the baking book, we do a lot of cakes that are without the mixer and stuff
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
so
3
easy.
large eggs.
Okay.
And then just whisk this together. And then this is about 3 ounces of pecans, which is just shy of a cup.
And John helped tremendously with the new baking book that's coming out from Martha Stewart Living in November. Please look for that great
And here
new
was the
book.
official taste tester.
Yes. Lucky mom.
I was telling your sister Kathy that it was amazing how much she ate. I was amazed at how much she ate.
She just happened to be at the right place at the right time.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
We'd offer her a slice, and she'd say, "No, that's for you, and I'll take the rest." So
So
right, so
eggs-
this is easy. Yeah, all the
eggs-
liquids go
okay,
together.
so eggs.
Teaspoon of vanilla, 1/3 of a cup of buttermilk.
I love buttermilk so much.
I know you do.
Oh, ginger too.
A nice tablespoon of freshly grated ginger. And then
The buttermilk.
what people don't realize is that sugar, even though it's dry here, it's considered a liquid. So we always put it in with the carrots, so it actually helps
So how much sugar? That looks like a lot.
That was-
Well, it's 3 sticks of butter, so you might as well have
3 cups of
3 cups of
3
sugar.
cups of sugar. Let's keep it even.
But this is a really good recipe. It's moist and succulent and
Right.
delicious.
And then once you get that sugar mixed, the moisture from the carrots helps break that down, and then it's much easier for the flour to get. Kind of like making zucchini bread. Remember making zucchini bread? And
Yes,
all
but all those cups of oil, I stopped making it.
Right. Well, you know, people don't realize that you can switch butter for oil pretty readily, right, Mom? You've probably done that. You take a recipe, and if it says 3 sticks of butter, you can put three cups of. I'm sorry, it would be 1.5 cups of
Right.
oil. So,
There.
in fact, this recipe could be made with equal amounts. So, I'm sorry, we're going to do the flour first. Just get this in there.
Okay.
And then we preheated our oven to 300 degrees. And I always get my cake pans ready.
Buttered and floured.
Buttered and floured.
And then these get, what size cake pans?
These are 8-inch, 8x2s.
Okay.
And then we'll split them later on, and then we'll build it up nice and high.
This looks so good.
Okay, and then
okay, a little bit.
last is your
3 sticks of butter.
nice and gently.
This is what makes it moist and delicious.
Right.
And remember, this cake can last for days in the refrigerator. Oh, I love carrot cake as it gets older.
I honestly enjoy it cold out of the fridge,
So do
but
I.
a lot of people like it at room temperature.
Oh, I like it cold.
Same thing with chocolate cake. I kind of like chocolate cake at room temperature.
Well, if you really
but-
want to taste great cakes, go to the Sono Bakery. It is the best. And it's a beautiful cafe.
We
The
did a great job, didn't we?
Oh, you did the most beautiful job. You must have learned something working for me for how many years?
8 years.
8 years hanging around with me. I take a little credit, John.
Well, I think it started with Mom, actually. You know, all those segments that I watched her, all that kneading of the bread by hand, which is why we like making these.
It baked for how long, John?
It's about an hour.
So, Mom, look how pretty. And John is splitting this cake, the top layer, so it's really 4 layers when you're finished.
4 layers.
Okay, there.
You can feel
And
how
this
moist
Lazy
that is.
Susan makes icing a dream. Get one of these if you can possibly get one.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, so another dollop on top of that one.
Nice amount.
And we'll spread that. And if you can see the texture, can you get a really good picture of this texture, guys?
See the orange zest in there and the grated gingers.
It is a tasty cake. Buttery.
And one thing that helps to get
Okay.
a nice flat top is using the bottom of your tier
For the top.
for the top, and then you already have your, you get the cake line there. Which
So
is,
do you want all
it's
of
a nice
this on
little
there
tip.
and you do the final thing? Watch this. You have to watch the pro who's been making how many cakes a day now?
Believe it or not, I'm the bread man.
Oh, so you're
I
not
get-
making cakes ever? He makes the most beautiful cakes. And by the way, the cookies that you all just ate, the chewy cherry chocolate cookies, John made.
Right.
So, Mom, Mother, why is carrot cake your favorite now? It wasn't
it
a few
tastes
years
so
ago.
We had, what was that woman's name that you brought? Remember she gave me the carrot cake recipe recently?
Oh,
When
yeah.
we were doing the baking book?
Right. Oh, did you include it?
No, it
No.
was a little too late. We were already on location and shooting, so.
See how easy this is to do? Now, I'll finish that if you want to get those beautiful decorations.
Go for it.
And the secret of the decorations for this cake are carrot strips from the length of the carrot.
That have been
the
cut
fatter the carrot, the better.
very fine on the mandolin, or you can use a deli slicer. Bring
Oh,
them up to
that's
the
good.
deli.
Yeah.
It's much safer.
Oh, yeah.
But you can see that we cook them in a little bit of simple syrup until they're translucent. And they
Simple
really
syrup
look
is
pretty.
sugar and water together.
And then we just lay them across.
And it looks like glistening satin ribbons.
Right, and
it's
they're very
carrots.
edible, and the kids go crazy for them. I'm not going to say it's a healthy snack because of all the sugar.
Well, but it's different and beautiful.
Right. And then you can put as many as you want on there, and then you kind of make it look like a little bit of a.
They
Yeah,
look
carrot
beautiful.
cake
And
is a
make
lot
the
of-
little rosette for the top.
Yeah, the little rosette is basically, you can make it like you do with marzipan, or you just kind of wrap it around itself.
You know, carrot cake is good made with pineapple, too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Keeps it very moist.
Yeah. Our friend Nyad's recipe had pineapple in it.
Right. So
And then you put that rosette
just
on the
start
top.
to build up the top.
And see, look how beautiful. Isn't that just glorious?
Well, we've learned a lot from Mom over
Oh,
the
Wes,
years.
Angie, don't you have something to bring out to the audience?
Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear mother. Happy birthday to you. Make a wish. She did it. Look how pretty. Oh, that's great. Oh, I can't wait to dig into that. Look, how does it taste out there? Everybody eating some? Good? Great.
If you have a birthday party, you have to have a birthday cake or cupcakes. And there's nothing more eye-catching than a tower of cupcakes decorated with flowers made of delicious buttercream frosting. And I'm going to make a really good buttercream. This is a Swiss meringue. I'm beating in the top of a bain-marie, which is our mixer bowl with 5 egg whites in it, over a little bit of simmering water. I'm beating up the egg whites, and I'm going to add 1 1/4 cups of sugar. This is the very traditional way to make Swiss meringue buttercream. So it's heated egg whites and sugar, and you want to incorporate the sugar. The sugar melts in the warm egg whites, and you can get an increased volume. There's the last one. You can get an increased volume in your egg whites by warming them. Then you put it on the electric mixer stand. You put it on at high speed like that, and that takes about 10 to 15 minutes to fluff up and cool off. So now I can touch the bowl. It's not hot at all. All the heat has left. And now gradually add 4 sticks of softened butter. Just a tablespoon or 2 at a time. This is at room temperature, unsalted butter. Let that get incorporated. And we're also going to add a little bit of vanilla. You could add Grand Marnier if you like. 1 teaspoon of some utterly delicious flavoring. Just add the butter gradually, and it'll get smoother and smoother and smoother until you're left with a mixture that looks like this. Stiff as can be, really spreadable, and that's our meringue buttercream. Now we're going to mix just a little bit of this into a color. I've already prepared the other colors for the flour cupcake. So the way that you tint, you wouldn't tint the whole thing unless you needed a lot of green. I need green for some leaves. So I am going to add just a little bit of leaf green liquid gel. This is a professional cake decorating color. Now you can get these at the cake decorating store. I'm going to add a little tiny bit of yellow, just a little bit, and that's called lemon yellow liquid gel. And we're going to stir this up and see what color we get. Now we've mixed up a batch of very basic yellow cupcakes. If you're the busy mom and going to want to make your own birthday cake, you're going to want to mix up an easy batch of cupcakes. Many, many of them, though. You need a lot. So that's a pretty green. So we can take this over here with our pastry bag. Now, using these clear plastic disposable pastry bags, really great. There, that's great color. So we can just put that right in the bag. And we'll be able to make leaves galore. And because the theme is flowers, the theme is so pretty, making flowery decorations on top of these cupcakes, real easy flower decorations, is our objective. So here we have our leaf tip, and here we have our other colors: orange, pink, yellow, white, and your plain cupcakes. You don't have to frost the tops at all, just like that. You can start with your leaves if you like. And this is a bird tip leaf, number 352. It's the small tip. And if your frosting is the right temperature, if it starts to get a little bit soft, put the whole bag back in the fridge just for a few minutes. You can use a rose tip for your flowers. These pastry bags are all fitted with a rose tip. You can see that. This is a number 104. And you'll practice a little bit and see how you're going to get your petals of your flowers. Like that, and then the center of the flower, well, let's see, maybe yellow. That's kind of cute. So one's done. They don't take a long time, do they? And then this one, you can hold the pastry bag slightly differently if you like. So the tip makes a pretty petal. Don't try to be fancy because you have to make a lot of these. So whatever you make is going to look fantastic. This gets a pink center. And the kids are going to gobble them up. What you want, colorful, big, gorgeous flowers. Well, I hope we don't lose any little girls amidst all these balloon flowers. But I just can't wait to assemble the cupcake cake. Thank you, Jody.
This is a preview of all the ideas from our summer 2003 kids issue.
It's great. And the nice little leaves made out of crepe paper look great. So what, did you just create a template?
Yeah, a really easy leaf template. And then I just cut a whole bunch out and just laid them down. Now, our balloon party in the magazine was outdoors, so I used a little double stick tape.
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't want these things flying all over the place.
Around, would you? And I love how there are little cupcakes and big cupcakes.
I know, aren't they sweet?
Yeah.
For the centerpiece, we had this cute little pitcher with our lollipop flowers. Then we put those around. Yeah.
They can go around. So more lollipops for somebody who came late. We're making an orange curd. It's so delicious. It's nice and thick. It's made with fresh juices and lots of fresh egg yolks, 12 egg yolks. And right into the same pan, we're going to add the sugar, 1.5 cups of sugar, the zest of 2 oranges, and so the zest goes right into the bowl, and we have 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed orange juice, and we have 1/2 cup plus 1 tablespoon of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Stir this together, and it already looks orangey and delicious. And you're going to cook over a medium-low heat, stirring constantly with a wooden spoon. Do not walk away from the curd. You never leave the egg yolks on the stove to curdle. Get this started. I have a flame right here, medium-low. The orange goes very nicely with the chocolate. It's kind of a traditional pairing. And my dad loved it. Okay, these have thickened. You can see how the wooden spoon is getting coated. Look. And now it's time to take this off the heat and add the butter little by little. So here you have this rich orange curd about to be. The butter, because it's cold, is starting to cool down the curd. Now, if you want a really smooth curd, you can strain this. My dad loved the orange peel. We never strained it. This will stay in the refrigerator for, up to a week or a week and a half. And we have one that's already chilled. So now the cake layers are finished. They look very, very good. And I want to show you how I slice these in half. I've come up with a method that works very, very well. Using a 1/4 sheet for this size cake, I would like to first take off that uneven little crown of the cake. There, that looks good. And now watch, this is so great. See, the blade is resting on both sides of the pan. And you have a very nice layer of cake here, and a very nice layer of cake here. So good. And do the same thing with the other layer. Here is our orange curd, and you want about 1/2 cup of orange curd between each layer. So you're going to have a leftover curd. Oh, doesn't that look good? Very luscious. And leave about an inch, because the weight of the cake is definitely going to push this curd to the edge. So easy. And then put one of your layers right on top of that. Another half a cup of curd. I'm going to use the other layer like this. Added bonus. And now this one goes right on top. There we have it. Now, to make sure that this stays secure in the refrigerator while it chills, insert 3 bamboo skewers into the cake like this. These, of course, will be removed after the cake is chilled. So it's very easy and very neat, and you will have a delicious birthday cake. Now, this is an old-fashioned chocolate frosting. In fact, my mom made recipes like this. You need 1 pound of semi-sweet chocolate, and I found that the serrated knife is by far the easiest way to break the chocolate into small pieces for melting. And we need 1 pound, and now we're going to add little by little 2 2/3 cups of whipping cream that's been brought to a boil. The finer that it is chopped, the quicker it melts. And to keep it a little bit soft, add 1 teaspoon of corn syrup, just a teaspoon. And I'm going to now switch over to a whisk because we don't want any lumps whatsoever. You can see it's shiny, it's glossy. Let this cool for about 10 minutes. You can then set it over a bowl of iced water. And we have one that's already chilled, and I'll show you what that looks like. So here's our ganache once it's chilled. It's thin and lustrous, and we're going to just spoon a little bit on top of the cake, and we're going to do a crumb coating. What a crumb coating does is cover the crumbs, cover any nooks and crannies. And we have one cake that's already been crumb coated and chilled, and it's on a stand that was just like the stand that we used for my father's cakes. To not get your final cake stand messy, you use these little strips of parchment paper underneath your cake. When you're done, you just pull those out and no mess. Oh, it looks so good. You don't have to do too much. In fact, the less you do, the better. There, I'm going to leave it just like that. Oh, so pretty. And now, chill this, then pull out the papers, and you have your cake ready to serve right on the final pedestal. There you have it, Edward Costira's birthday cake. So this is 1 layer cooked in a cake pan. Choose a cake pan that you really like, and make your favorite meatloaf. The recipe for this particular one that has some oats in it and some carrots in it. It's a very healthy meatloaf. And I did say it was eggless. Well, it has an egg in it, so I take that back. But it doesn't have any sugar in it at all. This cake is sugarless, so and flourless. So here's your beautiful meatloaf cake. And we have some warm mashed potatoes, and these are good. Do you like mashed potatoes?
The smashed potatoes is the icing.
Yeah. So you want to spread that? You want to spread it with a spatula?
All right.
Make it one nice little layer of mashed potatoes.
I'm so excited to be in the kitchen with Martha. I'm so excited.
And this is like a turntable, so you can turn it.
Right, I see your show.
Oh, you do? You watch. So you know all these tricks, right?
Yes, I do. Thank you very much.
Now that's good. And now we can put the second layer on.
Okay.
You can just lift that up. It should hold together.
Oh.
Yeah, perfect. And then you keep adding the mashed potatoes, and you're going to need about 8 cups of mashed potatoes.
Oh, Lord.
And,
and 4 hours on the treadmill.
It's a birthday. This is not all for you. This is for the children.
Oh, for the children. Oh,
yes,
well, they'll work it off.
This is for the children.
Yeah.
And so do you cook a lot?
I cook every single day.
You do?
Have you seen my hips?
No, I haven't looked. I have not looked.
Yes, I love to cook. My sister Carmen is a chef. She's the one that's in the clip that you just showed.
Oh, that's Carmen. Oh,
yeah.
She did not like those herrings at all.
No. My sister's a bully, but I love her.
So, so you discovered new members of your family by creating this film?
Yes, I did. My sister Carmen's in it, and my cousin Sixto, who steals the movie. I can't stand it. He's in the film as well.
What's his name? Sixto?
Sixto.
Oh, yes, and
And that's an old-fashioned Spanish name.
he doesn't have 6 toes.
No, but I used to kid him. And I love that she said that because I used to say that to the girls he wanted to talk to when he was younger. I was like,
Oh.
he used to have 6 toes, but they cut it off. Ask to see it.
Oh, no, how awful.
He hated that. Oh, he's going to kill me.
Is he handsome?
He's all right. No, I'm kidding. No, he's handsome. We're all handsome.
Oh, yes.
And, if I should say so myself. But how come mine isn't turning like yours?
Oh, I don't know why, but use your littler one. Do you have a little one there? A little offset? Did you not? They cheated you. Here, you use this one.
Oh, thank you.
And you can
Thank
finish that up, but I'll show you. You can keep doing that. And then
But,
once you
yeah, I discovered
once you get it all done.
some of my, I met cousins during the documentary, and I guess that's a Puerto Rican thing. You keep meeting cousins throughout your life that you've never met before, and I found out that I have ancestry, way back.
It's fascinating. Isn't genealogy fascinating?
It's incredible. It's incredible, and we had such a blast on this document. Oh, I want to do that. Can I do that? I always wanted to do that.
I did half. You do the other half.
Okay.
Now listen to how I do it.
Okay.
That's what you're squeezing with. This one you're pointing with.
Okay.
And so for these, you go straight down. Yeah, like that, and squeeze. You can move your hand down a little. Yeah, perfect. Look, expert. And then for the decoration, just take long slivers with your carrot peeler of carrots and blanch them just for a minute. And
What's blanch mean?
blanch is put them in boiling water for a minute and then put them in iced water to
I knew that.
cool. Okay, you know how to do that. How do you say that in Spanish? To
Blanche. No, I'm
Blanch.
kidding. I have no idea.
Okay, well then you use these little cutters to make decorations for your cake. And, of course, make them as tiny as you can possibly make them. No, I'm just kidding. But they're hard to make when they're this small.
You know what I always wanted to ask you?
Yes.
How the heck do you come up with these ideas?
Well, I come up with some of them, but, we have a company doing this. This is a company effort. So we have lots of people. We have Wes and Angie in this kitchen, and we have all our editors, food editors, working in the magazine. And look, those cutest little things, and you just put those on. And you can decorate with peas. Oh, you're fabulous.
Thank you.
Ah, this is fantastic. Perfect. Notice what a good director Rosie is, okay? Fantastic.
But I was sitting there
this.
when you're talking about using pineapples as dried flowers. Who sits at home and goes, oh,
But those are extraordinary and they are delicious.
Fabulous.
And since Puerto Rico grows some of the most delicious pineapples in the world.
That's where pina coladas was originated.
Oh yes. I can't wait for your drink. I have not tasted it yet.
Oh, it's
And,
delicious.
Yeah, I can't wait. We're going to get a little inebriated because it's full of Puerto Rican rum, right? Did you bring enough for the entire audience?
Oh, yes.
Yes, oh, good. And then what was it like when you did that movie, Fearless? Jeff Bridges was here last week.
I know.
He was fabulous. And we did pottery together. It was very nice. But what was it like doing that movie? Because and you got nominated for an Academy Award. It was an incredible performance. Just incredible.
Thank you.
Did you feel like he felt about making, going through such an experience? Did you interview people that had been crash victims? And survivors?
Well, the character that I was playing, she was very isolated. She isolated herself from all the other survivors, and she had the biggest emotional and nervous breakdown. So the director decided that I would be isolated as well. But I did read her transcript, and that's how I got into the character.
Oh, boy.
But it was a great opportunity for me because, although I am hysterical.
Funny hysterical or hysterical hysterical?
Well, it's a matter of opinion.
Okay.
Both. It was a great opportunity for me to showcase my dramatic side, and so it was great. But that movie stayed with me forever. It still stays with me, and it was so deep, and it was so wonderful working with Jeff. He is the perfect gentleman.
I've been waiting for this moment for 12 years. I was waiting for your birthday. Do you know that, Alexander?
Nope.
Alexander Goldberg was born 12 years ago, and he is preparing his birthday cake with me today. This is going to be a real special birthday because Alexander's into rock climbing. The cake that we're designing is perfect stack of gooey, chewy, Rocky Ledge birthday bars. So now, how many cups of flour?
I put 2 1/4 cups.
2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. How much baking powder?
2 1/4 teaspoons.
Teaspoons. And how much salt?
1 teaspoon.
Okay, great. So why do you put baking powder into a cake?
So it will rise.
Yeah. So now I am going to do the next part of the Rocky Ledge birthday bars. And I need to have just 1 stick of butter. See how soft it is? It's real soft. You can do it by hand. And I'm going to cream this with 1 1/2 cups of dark brown sugar that's been firmly packed. So you do that. And why are you doing that?
So all the ingredients get mixed together and it softens up.
Right. So that eliminates the necessity of sifting because this is like a sifter. So I've creamed this. Now this is going to take a while. Now you want to break the eggs in for me? Here's 3 eggs. And you can break these right into here for me and put the shells in here.
Okay.
Okay. So how often do you help your mom cook? A lot?
On the weekends.
Yeah. You like to cook?
Yep.
Good. What about your brother Ethan? Does he like to cook?
Yeah.
But they really rather do some other things like baseball, right?
Yeah. Or rock climbing.
Or rock climbing. So now are you really into it?
Yeah. It
So
should be
this
fun.
summer, guess what?
What?
You're going to come to Maine and climb Beehive with me.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Beehive is vertical, like this. Okay,
All right.
ready?
I can do that. Okay.
So here, okay, I think this is mixed enough. So now we have to add vanilla to this. 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Do you like vanilla?
Yeah.
Okay, now we can put the flour in. Want to do it a little at a time? Yeah, that's good, like that. Okay, a little more. And then we add the fun ingredients. So how much white chocolate do we need?
We need 1/2 cup.
1/2 cup. This is supposed to be really ledgy, so okay, that's good. So you want big chunks. Okay, how much of the toffee?
Another 1/2 cup.
Oh, this is easy. How much dark chocolate?
Another 1/2 cup.
Okay, so really mound it up. I like to put a lot in. There's a lot of empty space in there, okay. 1/2 cup of dark chocolate, and that should be like semi-sweet chocolate would be great. And, caramels, I love these. So it's better put the cup down and use your fingers. Yeah, that's the secret, see? That way you don't get too many on the floor. Okay, and now marshmallows. How many marshmallows?
Another 1/2 cup.
Oh my gosh. So altogether, 5 times 1/2 is how much?
2 1/2.
2 1/2 cups. Excellent. We have buttered and floured and parchment lined a 9 by 13 inch pan. This is a great pan. It makes a beautiful bar. So we're going to put this in here. And what goes on top? What do we have to spread on the top?
All the ingredients that we just put in it.
Another 1/2 cup of everything?
Yep.
Oh,
All my teachers watch your show.
they do?
Yeah, and my math teacher said that besides the shows I'm in, her favorite shows are the ones where you cook with your mom because she thinks it's great that you pass down recipe traditions.
That's nice for her to say, and I think it's really important too. Okay, now let's sprinkle evenly all those other ingredients over the top. Oh, and by the way, the oven has been preheated to 350 degrees. So that now you have to really this you have to really be careful not to sprinkle it, gently. You want it all over. Good. Excellent. Okay. Those are very good, aren't they? The
Yes.
toffee. Uh-oh.
Whoops. They're so small, it's
Here,
hard.
we want to get in the corners. We have to get into the corners. Okay, they're so small, but that doesn't mean that they all have to go over the floor, right?
Right.
Oh, God. You just should see the floor under Alexander's feet. I think maybe when you're cooking with Alexander, a drop cloth is a good idea on the floor. Excellent. Okay, so into a 350-degree oven for about 35 minutes. So here we go. And we have one already chilled, so I want to get this in the oven. And this will cook up. Do you think your friends are going to love this?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Look at this. This is what it looks like when it comes out. So when you take it out of the oven, put it on a rack and cool it, then put it in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. It has to set. Real important. So now we can take this out and we can cut it. Look at those. How great. We have to cut it into rocky ledge pieces. So let's see. Oh, it cuts nicely. Very nice. So you want to build? I'll make the blocks, the building blocks. You do the building. I'll make them all different sizes.
So it looks like a ledge.
Yeah. Well, here you have it. Alexander Goldberg's Rocky Ledge birthday bar. It's our cookie of the week, and it's for you and your friends. You like it?
Yep.
How about some birthday candles?
Okay.
Oh, so you make the hole with the stick.
Yeah.
This looks so cute. No, that's only 4. We need 12.
13 for good luck.
Okay. Oh, 13 for good luck.
Yeah.
No, you can't have a good luck one. It has to be 12. That's 5. Was that your idea, 13?
No.
Whose idea was that?
Everybody has an extra one for good luck.
You do not. Never. I don't think you could have a more successful, fabulous rock climbing cake than this one.
Nope.
And best of luck. Hope you get up to the...
Uh-oh.
Lovely. Alexander, you're a delight. The nicest 12-year-old I know. Alexander and his friends are in for a really big treat.